All right, hello people, welcome back. Okay, so we'll continue our conversation about explaining the components of this left tool creation toolbar. So remember, we have already added a slide and you have a templated slide added. In this case, I've added a blank slide. And now I want to add individual components to that slide, right, to that page. Okay, today we're going to focus on, this video is going to focus on media blocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you each one and show you a little bit of how each one works, but they're kind of self-explanatory, but here's an image and text. Okay, so it comes out, here's the default setting. You have several options as far as what that looks like with your design options. And then remember, this is a block which has in it a text box, a headline box, a text box, some images, and a block itself. So the block itself has components which can be altered. You can add or remove those. Okay. If you're clicking at any specific element in that block, whatever that element is, these properties over here will align with that. Okay. So if you wanted to change this picture here, right in the middle of that is your little change me option, and you can either add in existing assets from the system or you can add in your own graphics. Okay. So if I just go grab one of the images from the system, it will add that in there, and there you go. Right. Okay. So that is a text block, and let's in the graphic block. Let's continue. In the media blocks, we have an image grid. Okay, so this is not exactly what you're thinking it is. It's more of just like a collection of images in a row. I think we've got 3 by default. You know, you can increase this to whatever you want. It's basically a bunch of columns, and each column is a little row in itself, or a little unit in itself. And so you can click on the whole block, and as always, you still have your design options on how that whole block looks, and you still have your components option, so you can turn things on or off. Okay, and if you wanted to change any one of these images, just like before, you click on that little change me option, either add in your own images or something from the assets, and you can add in your picture right there. Okay, so that's how you do a block. The grid implies that it's actually a row and column grid, but this grid seems to be only a series of rows. So anyway, that is your image grid. Okay, let's continue. Let's look at single character. This is kind of interesting, and I'm not sure the motivation behind it, but it's still pretty cool. And so more for like conversations or dialogues, that kind of stuff. But anyway, so it's a block full of text and a button, as well as an image. They have several of these kind of character images, so you have the ability to add in a variety of different shapes and sizes. And I think under each one, I believe it has, yeah, under each character it's got a bunch of different specific options. These do take a few seconds to actually load up. And if I recall correctly, last time I did it, it took like 10 seconds or something like that. I don't know why, because they're really small, but whatever. So this will come up in just 1 second. And as always, remember this is a block of code. So we can still click on that block and add in whatever components we would like to add to that block. If you click on something specific in that block, as always, the attributes and properties bar a column will show up with whatever the kind of content that is. Okay, so that is that was single character. So the 2 character is the same thing, just the same thing twice as much. More like if you're going to have a dialogue. Okay, so what you might even do if you're going to have several of these, you could even maybe have this and then duplicate that, and let's see, click on that block and duplicate that, and kind of have this column going back and forth. Maybe you could even keep this character, but change the you can, like we saw with that guy, if you like Claudia here. Claudia has many different things, so maybe you could have her act out sort of a series of poses or whatever. But that's what that is. And I don't think okay, you can alter 1 or 2. So I guess that's the difference between this and this. And then as always, you can add components to anything that any block that is highlighted. Okay, and it looks like, ooh, we even have a couple of new items here with previous button and next buttons. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then you would just add these as interactions, and I'll show you in a different video to have those have some type of action associated with them. Okay, so let's continue on. So that was our 2 character. We have a slide video. Okay, that's about as self-explanatory as it can be. You just literally have a, a block with a video in it. So if you click on that, you can add in your own, something from the web. And so, if you add in that video, that will add in a video. And there's a few components you can add to this if you wanted to. Otherwise, I think by clicking on the video itself, you can add options is all you can really do for that. Might be useful. Okay, so let's continue on. The next one, I don't know how useful it is. It's the video grid. It's kind of grayed out right now. I'm not sure why. Let me uncheck that and see if I can get it to come up. No, it's still blocked out. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure if it would be that valuable anyway, so let's skip it. All right, so we have quotes, just another one of these sort of specialty kind of blocks. Either use it as it's meant to be used or take it and add components to it. You can see in the block you've got a bunch of different components that you can add. Okay, and so you can play with that a little bit. And again, if you click on any one specific item in there, you can have properties related to that one. You could change this graphic down here. So that is a testimonial. And then if I click off that, and I think we have one more thing. We have SVG. I think these are like icons, right? And so you can change, the number of them that you're going to have, and then you can alter what, either you can determine what graphic goes into each. I feel like I should be able to alter that color. I can. There we go. Sweet. Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. And so you just add in whatever icons you wanted to add in for your different guys on that one. And I think you can add in a little bit of components. Yep, there you go. So you can add, as with any block, you can add in some components to enhance that. And there you go on that. And that is all under our Add Media blocks. See you in the next video.